Hey everybody, how's it going? Randy here with Nerds Templar. It's the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League, and it is set number 20 in the yellow division, the last of set number 20s, and we only got one set left. Set 21. After 19 here, we have Incineroar and Mii Swordfighter at 14 and 4. Incineroar has just taken Mii Swordfighter's place. He beat him back in set 12, that number 1 spot that is. 12 and 6, then Min, Olimar, and Ridley. All of them won 1 and lost 1 against one of those other fighters, tied with them. So still tentative who's going to get that third place spot for the last bye. The other two, though, of course, are in. Probably. They're 2 up right now, so they have pretty good chances of getting in there, but they're not in yet. 11 and 7, Isabelle and Ike behind them. Isabelle beat him. The 12 wins don't clinch the top 8, though, yet, because of Robin, by the way, and because none of the 12 and 6s outright win that tie. Because of those two things, nobody's necessarily in for sure yet at that 12 and 6 even in the top 8. So really the only ones who've clinched are the 14 and 4s, Incineroar and Swordfighter. But then, yes, 11 and 7, Isabelle and Ike behind them. 11 and 8, Sephiroth on his bye today in number 8 spot. Robin's 10 and 8. Can go up to that 11 and 8 today. 8 losses can still make that top 3, which is Robin's the last of those. And also 10 wins does secure playoffs like all the other divisions at this point, except for the blue was still 11 after 19. But yellow's right on pace with everybody else. 10 secures it, so 9 a very good chance to get in. Richter 9 and 9, Pikachu 9 and 9. They can still even make the top 8 with those only 9 losses, crazy enough. Game & Watch 8 and 10. And then we have the 8 and 10 Ice Climbers. The last one's getting in right now. 8 and 10 still does it for you. We have 7 and 11, Big Tie, Joker, Sonic, Samus, and Pokemon Trainer. Joker beat Sonic and Samus. Sonic beat Samus and Pokemon Trainer. And Samus beat Pokemon Trainer. So that's where they all are. They're not in, but the 2 top ones are getting into the moving middle. The 2 in the bottom right there, out of it. Then we got 7 and 12, Zero Suit Samus, 6 and 12, Daisy and Wii Fit Trainer, and finally the 3 and 15, Duck Hunt, the only one actually eliminated so far from the playoffs. The 6 and 12s could still go 8 and 12. The 8 and 10s are in right now. It's possible. It's highly, highly unlikely. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Today, set 20, Sonic taking on Incineroar to start. Pikachu versus Pokemon Trainer. Samus versus Daisy. Ridley versus Wii Fit Trainer. Olimar against Zero Suit Samus. Duck Hunt against Richter. Robin versus Mr. Game & Watch. Joker versus Isabelle. Ice Climbers taking on Ike. And finally Min versus Mii Swordfighter. Sephiroth is on his bye, as we said. Let us begin. Alright, and we're going to do random skins here. And set 21 will be OG skins. Although that's what we rolled for Incineroar here anyway. The 14 and 4 Incineroar. An amazing record to have. Potential 16 and 4 end. Sonic, one of those 7 and 11s. We're going to have all of them to begin things here, pretty much. Right? No. All but one. Joker's going to have to wait. Joker's going to have to wait till the third to last match. And Sonic is already eliminated by Incineroar. Now, this is kind of what you would expect to happen. Incineroar is Insaneroar. Not just in the Pokemon video game itself, but also in Smash Bros. So he just dominates anywhere he goes. Sonic has to go up against Richter next. It's much easier. There's that for him, at least. He's gonna need it for sure to have any chance. Based on what Game & Watch and Ice Climbers do today, though, whoever loses in the 7 and 11 pack is gonna be done. Anybody below that, of course, 7 and 12 Zero Suit Samus will be done for sure. Can only get to 8 and 12 with one match left here. Zero Suit on her bye, finally, last. But did get to that 7 win point as well as all those others. So I mean, pretty good for herself there, considering how bad she did. I think 5 and 15, yes, last season in the blue. 6 and 14 Sonic, 7 and 13 Samus. They've all gotten, well, Samus has tied her record with 7 and 11 right now, at least. Sonic's gotten better. Zero Suit Samus has gotten better. Zero Suit's gonna stay here. I don't know. Maybe she's gonna be kind of okay with that. Sonic. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll fare better in the red. They could do even better. Still not sure who's worse, red or yellow division. It does seem like, I mean, yellow's not bad, but it does seem like green and blue are quite good. So those will even out a bit as we progress through the seasons here, and those moving middles move to the other middles. Sonic is still below one stock. He's kept it like slightly close here. At least it's not. At least Incineroar is not looking at a flawless currently. 62 on Sonic, 74, 44 on Incineroar second. Sonic is just gonna go down. Okay, he had a super mushroom there, but it's not gonna do it. Not gonna be enough. Incineroar easily takes our first match here, and that was pretty much our first match because I think mostly just because Sonic. You know, we want to keep all these 7 and 11s close. It was probably the hardest though of all of them. The next match is probably a much better one because it's Pikachu and Pokemon Trainer. But the one after that, yeah, Samus has Daisy, so that's a lot. A much easier match for Sam, maybe because Daisy's actually only one behind now. Anyway, with these guys though, specifically Incineroar, the winner here, in Incineroar, 15-4 now, so I can still go 16-4. Has a chance to just have an incredible record. As long as he wins, he's gonna keep that first place spot. He has Pikachu next, and that's that. All right, it's finally time to see if the Pokemon Trainer can catch this Pikachu or not. Literally, can he catch him in record? He can, because they can both end up 9 and 11. The win here, have 7 and 11 or 8 and 11 Trainer if with the win, and with the loss 9 and 10 Pikachu, who then has Incineroar again next match. So not easy. But will it happen? Who knows? It's very possible. This is an old school yellow matchup. A great one because, of course, remember that Pokemon Trainer was actually good last season. This is like actually the yellow skin right here we found. It doesn't look like it by the look. It's just Leaf. Yeah, Leaf. It's just Fire back there, or whatever you want to call them. Like Red, the new look of Red from the original games. But all of the Pokemon have like yellowish looks to them, so that this would be like the best probably. Anyway, that being said, Pikachu and Pokemon Trainer, I have a feeling they may have split. Pikachu did go 10 and 10. He lost the first match and the second actually to Pokemon Trainer, who was 14 and 6 last season. Very good, first place in this division. Just doing so horrible this season though. So horrible that they're right now staying because they're so bad. Not even in the moving middle right now. Pikachu getting the tying knockout after Pokemon Trainer initiates that. It's all tied up. Pokemon Trainer getting the first hits here on the second stock out. Pikachu getting a Poison Mushroom. Pokemon Trainer not controlling Pikachu, but controlling the other Pokemon. Could get confusing for those of you who don't know about Smash Bros, or maybe know more about Pokemon, right? Charizard coming out. Giant Charizard from the Super Mushroom. Use a flamethrower to keep Pikachu off the stage. It's not going to work. He almost falls off himself. But great damage, 79 on Pikachu, now 24 on Charizard. Sonic dropping to 7 and 12. He needs either Game & Watch or Climbers, or both of them to lose. That would be huge for him. Pikachu doesn't matter as much anymore for him because he lost. Pokemon Trainer, he could use a win. Well, a loss maybe now, and then if he is able to win, he could use a tie perhaps with Pokemon Trainer because he has that win over them and also over Samus. So if those two, Pokemon Trainer and Samus, win, that might actually help Sonic's odds if he's also able to tie them at the very end with whoever else is up there. But again, he's going to need Climbers in the Game & Watch to lose here. Squirtle. Taking some damage there, not bad. Retaliating, Pikachu knocked off again, and he's at 63 already on that last stock. It's not looking good. It's looking fantastic though for Pokemon Trainer here, trying to regain some momentum in this division, and again still does have a solid chance of making the playoffs. And there it is, Squirtle. Usually, I say it every time, usually doesn't get that final knockout for Pokemon Trainer, but now we've seen Squirtle a few times over the life of the league, right? So, yeah. Not bad, not bad. Not great for Pikachu. He's definitely not going to be able to make the top 8 now. That's all right. That's all right. He does, however, still have an okay shot at playoffs. He's not in for sure. But if that Game & Watch and Ice Climbers lose, then he will be in. Probably. I think maybe he needs those losses. Those probably don't matter as much as like if everybody else keeps losing. The Pokemon Trainer win here actually probably keeps Pikachu out of it. In fact, those are the ones he really needs to lose, because the 8 and 10s right now are in either way, but they're all that's in. So if all the 7 and 11s would have lost, Pikachu would have been okay, but that would have been with Pikachu losing would have still been okay. With a win, he would have been in for sure. But of course, with a loss, that means that all the 7 and 11s couldn't have lost, because we have Pokemon Trainer here against Pikachu, who is now 8 and 11, and has a chance to potentially get in that tie at 8 and 12, or I'm sorry, 9 and 11 with Pikachu, Game & Watch, Climbers, and himself. If they can all manage to get to that same record, we shall see. And we still have to see about the others, of course, to go at 7 and 11. And finally, Pokemon Trainer finishes things off against one of those 7 and 11s, Joker. So that is going to be crazy. We'll see if Joker can tie him up. That is that last one to go, though, way later today. So, all right. And yes, of course, by the way, that is Pokemon Trainer now 3-0 against Pikachu in the life of the league. 2 wins last season, 1 now this season. It might be the last time they see each other in the regular season for a while, though. But it won't be if it will not be if Pokemon Trainer continues to win and the other 7-11s lose. They will both be in the moving middle, and they will both move into the red together. And Pokemon Trainer and Pikachu will continue to be rivals. Of course, Pokemon Trainer's bigger rival last season was Ike at the very top of the division. Pikachu was down there in the middle with everybody else, basically. Here, though, we have Samus at the third of the 4 7 and 11s. Joker, the last one to go in that third to last match. So we will see him later. All the other ones are going to be done now after this. Daisy, 6 and 12, somehow still has some kind of shot, especially because she's up against Samus. She must win, though. She must win. And Game & Watch and Ice Climbers must lose. And that's about where things stand for her right now. She needs 8 and 12 to be able to get in. There's 2 spots still that can happen. So obviously, we all saw her smack against the camera earlier. We know she lost 1 stock here already. Samus with the Super Mushroom 91 on Daisy. Can't get the knockout just yet. Daisy ties it up in percent, but Samus still on that first stock. Poison Mushroom now. Daisy made poop. Daisy does take that mine. Too bad. Nice turnip. Can't follow it with the hip, though. Second hip comes in successfully. Samus latches on to the side with the Electro Whip. The Rocket misses. The Poison Mushroom connects with Samus. And Daisy connects with Samus. That is a knockout for her. Super Mushroom, 109. It'll keep her on the stage for now as she gets hit again, point-blank range with a rock. It takes up to 136% now. Wow. Tons of damage. Getting a little bit back in there against Samus, who's poisoned, and Daisy almost... I mean, that could have been really close to a knockout there if Samus had a little more percent on her with that Poison Mushroom. But no, now we're in that position. 41 on Samus, Poison Mushroom. 144 on Daisy could actually take a huge lead right here all of a sudden. But she can't get a big hit. That's what she needed. Another Poison Mushroom. Don't get it, Daisy. She doesn't. I don't know where it went. There's a Super Mushroom, falls right to Daisy, and Samus now struggling to keep ahead. 61 to 165. Can you get the knockout? Daisy again with the Super Mushroom. Keeps getting Mushroom advantage, which keeps you, again, gets the Super Mushroom, falls directly onto her. With that mushroom advantage, it's so hard to get the knockout. For some, whatever I should say, when you have the mushroom disadvantage, as again Samus does. Insane. Daisy coming back strong because of all the mushroom help. It's like it's a home field advantage or something here. It's not actually the home field, but the home items at least. And Samus is able to get the knockout before Daisy, but she's up to 98 and it's almost all tied up now. With a nice up B connecting the parasol from Daisy there. 114 on Samus, nothing on Daisy's last. Samus gets the super mushroom though. Wait a moment. Samus now getting a little bit help herself. Are we going to see another 7 and 11 go up? That would be the end for Daisy for sure. Not because of the records, but just because she lost. So really, I mean, it's a pretty... There's really only one that can't be super important, and it's because of Duck Hunt. He's really the only one eliminated. Daisy gets the knockout, and 41 on her makes this very winnable. Very winnable. Samus better watch out. She's going to allow Daisy maybe back into this entire thing. Could you imagine if we just had this massive tie at like 7 and 12 or something? Because again, that's where Zero Suit Samus is on her bye. Well, she's on her bye next time, so she'll still be a little off here today. She needs that win to remain in contention. I mean, she definitely needs. There's no doubt about that. She needs that win. Zero Suit Samus, just like Daisy here. 12 losses. Wii Fit Trainer's in the same boat. They just have Daisy and Samus. Daisy and Wii Fit Trainer both just have another match yet to play and win to get there. Zero Suit has that extra win already. Taking a while because we're all tied up now, 89 to 86. It's incredible. Samus though with the super mushroom could put it away and does. That's such a scary spot to be, standing on any ledge whenever your opponent has the super mushroom. Is strong up A attack. That's one of the easiest ways to knock somebody off, especially when you have size advantage. Samus, Daisy's came so close to making it happen, but she couldn't do it. Samus is going to move up to 8 and 11. That is amazing. Samus has now surpassed her record from last season. That is all of the bottom of the blue, and that kind of seems to say to me that the blue really was maybe better than the yellow, at least last season. A little different this season with all these guys in there. But yeah, Zero Suit, Sonic, and Samus all doing better. Mr. Game & Watch was 8 and 12 last season. He was the next one. He's 8 and 10 now, so he also has a chance with another win to go above his record last season. Pikachu did until he lost, and now Pikachu has only a chance to tie with a win against Incineroar, which might not happen. But again, we also had Pokemon Trainer going way down from his 14 and 6 last season. Now, of course, only 8 and 11, only 9 and 11 chance. But that will do it for playoffs if you can do it. If you can get there, 9 and 11 will get you in, it seems. It seems to be that way. But again, we have to see what happens with Game & Watch and Ice Climbers. That is the biggest thing. Samus is up against Duck Hunt next, so finishes with the easiest. That's great news for her. That's fantastic news for her. Daisy does not matter anymore, unfortunately. 6 and 13 will do it. She will be the second one eliminated from this division for good, and she has Ridley next anyway, so that's not good for her either. It's probably a loss either way. Well, Ridley and Wii Fit Trainer, they're both sporting their red outfits. Randomly, of course. Ridley can't move into the moving middle. He's good. He's definitely good. He's definitely in the top 8. We'll see him in the yellow next season for sure. But so he's just, I guess, he's just joking around. Wii Fit Trainer though wants to get into the red. Has a chance. Same spot as Daisy, 6 and 12. A loss and you're for sure done. And even if you win, if Game & Watch and Ice Climbers both win, you're absolutely done. But your chances are so very slim either way because there's so many others that need to lose and that you need to have beaten, blah, blah, blah. You understand. 93 on Ridley right now. who definitely wants the win. Don't get me wrong, he definitely needs the win himself as well, because actually, wait a second, we did mention before, yeah, those 12 and 6s don't in fact clinch the top 8 just yet because of Robin, but they're pretty much all there. Somebody can't make it, however. Somebody can't make it, but there are the 11 and 7 Isabelle and Ike behind them. There's 11 and 8 Sephiroth, and then of course that 10 and 8 Robin still, who needs to make the run to knock somebody else out. But will it actually be a 12 and 6 Min Min, Olimar, or Ridley? Probably not. It just is possible, I suppose, barring whatever the matchups are so far, as we always say. Wii Fit Trainer is going to be finishing things off against... Where are you? There you are. Me Sword Fighter, that's tough. Not what you want either. So maybe going to be... It's really bad for Wii Fit Trainer. So they're really going to have to win this, and I mean, yeah, maybe lose the next and hope that 8 and 12 will do it. I'm sorry, that's wrong, because yeah, again, Wii Fit Trainer is done if they lose anything. So the chances are super slim, especially now where Ridley's not taking much damage. Wii Fit Trainer was doing okay in the beginning, but yeah, completely losing this one. Ridley just knocks her over the Super Mushroom and grabs it for himself. 101 on Wii Fit Trainer's last. It's all over. Ridley lost 1 stock, took 43 damage at the end of that, though, by the end on his second. So pretty much nothing. Ridley is now secure in the top 8. He just put the pressure on all the other 12 and 6s to make to win and go up with him to 13 and 6 for that top 3 spot, that number 3 spot, I should say, right now. And what would be, if Incineroar and or Sword Fighter lose, would be 1 game behind them at that 13 and 6 spot. Again, fantastic record, 13 and 7, or of course, obviously 14 and 6, both of them amazing records to have. Would have gotten you, I think, a bye for sure last season. No, almost for sure last season. I think there were maybe 2 13 and 7s though that didn't get buys, because yeah, that's about it though. Anyway, yeah, Wii Fit Trainer is done, just like Daisy, 6 and 13. It doesn't matter that she has like we already said, me Sword Fighter next, who she already also probably wasn't going to beat. So yeah, and sorry, it may sound like I'm coming down with something. I might be, for all I know. I'm not sure what. I think it's the change in the weather is all. Olimar taking on Zero Suit Samus. This one. We just wanted to keep the other ones closer and everything, but this one might be better than the last one. Actually, it's about the same. 12 and 6 Olimar. Zero Suit 7 and 12. Same chance as the other 12 losses had. She just has 1 less that she has to win. This would be a huge one. Gets the Super Mushroom to begin things here. Already behind though, 81% on her, 38 on Olimar. Again, another really tough fighter wants to tie Ridley up here. We'll have to wait till the very last match. Min Min's taking on me Sword Fighter in a very tough one, but a very important one certainly for her. She could not only move 1 match behind him for sure, then dropping him and moving up, but then having that head-to-head. I mean, that's crazy. I don't think she has the one against Incineroar though, but she could. But I'm pretty sure that's one that she does not have. She has some good upsets though. Olimar knocked out first here. Zero Suit Samus 104. In that first stock. Super Mushroom again. What can she do with it? 39 already on Olimar, who's jumping around like a goofball in bad positions, but Zero Suit Samus not taking advantage of it. He in fact gets some damage down instead. Pulls a Poison Mushroom. Can Zero Suit Samus hit him at some point here? 58 on him right now. Oh, connects. That was a nice one, but not quite enough. 67 Super Mushroom now on Olimar. 128 on Zero Suit Samus's first. Shouldn't take much, especially with that Super Mushroom. But again, oh, Wow, nice there. She finally gets some attacks to connect, and Olimar is struggling. Gets the one knockout on Zero Suit Samus, but he's down an entire stock still. 1 to 2 stock. Zero Suit Samus looking for a massive upset. Last thing Olimar wants right now. Olimar was 10-10 here last season. Good enough to make playoffs comfortably enough. Same as Pikachu, above him in the tiebreaker. Doesn't want to drop down there with him though. He's distinguished himself a lot from Pikachu, obviously, this season. 12-6 and 9-9 coming into today. And not only that, but the number 1 Pokemon trainer is nowhere to be found. Number 2 Ike is actually below him 1 match. Olimar is the best from last season in the yellow in this division, and he has been that way for a bit. Although he was like tied with Ike for a bit as well. I don't know if Ike wasn't, if he was above him, it wasn't for all that long. Maybe a little bit toward like the beginning and middle, I guess. But Olimar's kind of had that spot above Ike and that spot as best from last season OG Yellow division guy. Pretty much the whole second half of this season, which is pretty good, I would say. Of course, not as good when he's about to lose here to Zero Suit Samus, who, I mean, they're both taking about the same amount of damage. Olimar, huge Super Mushroom for him right there to almost tie this up, but 100% on him right now. Make it 111. He's got another Super Mushroom. Wow, Zero Suit Samus, can she pull off the upset? All odds are, everything seems to be against her here to stay in this one. And oh man, she has like 3% chance to make the playoffs at this point. Maybe not even that, due to matchups that have already happened. She may have already been eliminated at this point. Not gonna look into all that. Maybe I will, depending on what happens here after everything today, and especially after she just got the victory knockout. Wow. Down goes Olimar, 12-7. Still a fantastic record. 12-8's even great to have. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's probably going to get you the top 8. He's probably for sure going to be staying here. As we mentioned, if Robin does get in, it's probably not going to be surpassing Olimar. It's going to be somebody below, between those two, right? Olimar, though, he's got Game & Watch next, so it's not a cakewalk. Not a cakewalk. Game & Watch is trying to do some big things here, of course. Still have yet to see him and Ice Climbers to see if they can... Game & Watch has actually been climbing. Ice Climbers have been falling. So we'll see if they can both kind of keep... I don't know, go back upward instead. It's very possible here. Zero Suit Samus, what does she have to finish? We already know. Nothing. She's done. She's 8-12, and she is just praying and hoping and praying. Just like we have others in other divisions coming into the final day. Inkling on the bubble at 9-11. Kind of in a much better spot in the blue division, but she's also hoping. Toon Link's out in the green, so that one we don't worry about. But Ryu is hoping beyond, basically also beyond hope in that 8-12 spot in the red division, just like Zero Suit Samus. How about that? Isn't that funny? Both 8-12, last set on the bye, and just praying that they can get in. There's a shot. There's a shot. And then, of course, here Olimar has Game & Watch next, as we mentioned. So he should, again, still be okay. All right, last chance for Duck Hunt to... Well, I'm sorry. I guess he's got 2 more chances to upset somebody. Richter is a good candidate, and so is Samus, who he's got next. Richter 9-9. I mean, he's pretty much good for everything right now. He can be not. He can still get the top 8 if he can win out. And other things happen, of course. With 11-9, it's possible. But yeah, with a loss here, he'll be done with that. With 2 losses, there is still the potential of even losing playoffs. So, Duck Hunt can be a little cheeky if he wants. And right now, he is ahead, but it's pretty much neck and neck here, percent-wise. Richter, though, yeah, he's 9-9. He's feeling good. He really just needs a win, and he's in. And does he want, does he really want to get the top 8? Maybe, maybe not. He maybe started off on the wrong foot this season. Maybe he does want to stay here and really take one of those spots for himself. But I mean, there are some really good fighters in here. Incineroar, Sword Fighter, Min, Olimar, Ridley, Isabelle, and Ike. Those are the ones. Sephiroth, and even Robin. Those are who's above him right now. Not the easiest lineup of fighters. So who knows? Maybe the blue would, or the red that is, would fit him a little better. Now, if he goes to the red, I believe he's dealing, yes, Simon. His counterpart is there. So there's that. There's that. Some mirror matches, basically. If that would happen. I don't think we have any mirror matches. No Echoes are in a division with any of the other Echoes or, original fighters. So, interestingly enough, I guarantee you, though, that will change after this season, just because how could it possibly not, with all these fighters moving on. Duck Hunt's going to tie it up. He was down there. It's been close, though, and it's going to remain close for right now. He's done. This is the worst of the worst right now, so, we're getting into our best 4 after this. Best 4 matches. They're going to be amazing. Robin and Game & Watch is next, and then we don't see Climbers next after that, but we will in the second to last match. So those are going to be 2, of course. Those are like 2 of the biggest matches today, just because they have the potential of eliminating a lot of people. Not only Wii Fit Daisy, who eliminated themselves, but Zero Suit Samus, who just gave herself a chance still, would be done, of course, if they both win. Any 7 and 11s who lose would be done, which right now is only Sonic, that is. So it's too bad for Sonic. He had a tough one, of course, as we know. Incineroar, not who you want. And again, just a reminder that Sonic, he's got Richter here. And by the way, so Richter, his last match, he's up against Sonic. So yeah, it's again easier for Sonic, but it's not who you want. For Richter on his part, it's not also not who you want, especially if it was a real person playing it. It'd be like, okay, like this is it. Especially if they weren't eliminated, and it's just one of those 2. Sonic has a better chance. He's really hoping for a Joker loss here. Joker losing gives him a much better shot, especially again if either Game & Watch or Ice Climbers lose, because he didn't beat Joker, so he needs Joker to not be above or not be tied with him. But he did beat both Samus and Pokemon Trainer, so he's okay with that one. He can, as long as he can tie up with them, okay. Again, he's fine. But he does need Joker to lose. In fact, that's pretty crucial for him, barring even what Game & Watch and Climbers do. But of course, again, as I keep mentioning, those must happen for anybody who loses. It's just him so far in that 7-11. Richter in trouble here. 117 to 125. It's anyone's knockout. He just came back to normal size from poisoned. And the chain isn't going to get the knockout. He does take the lead in percent again. Duck Hunt was ahead slightly. It doesn't matter at this point. He's got that little barrel bouncing around. Richter is lucky. Also got a Super Mushroom right now. And it is, again, in the 130s for both of them. Almost basically 140s for both of them. And Poison Mushroom on Richter. Down he goes. And so he and Pikachu both lose at 9 and 9 today, going to 9 and 10, and giving all the 8 and 11s even better chance at making the playoffs. And they have not secured it themselves. That's crazy. Nice pose there from Duck Hunt, and a nice win to bring them to 4 and 15. Wow, that's bad. But hey, that's not. They aren't going to be tied for the second worst record ever, which was 3 and 17. 4 and 16 is a little more commendable. 5 and 15, hey, you at least won a quarter of your matches if you can get to that point, Duck Hunt. And again, he's got Samus next. It's possible. It's possible the way he's playing. He's taking out hard fighters too, so he can take out anybody. It's really just like what even happened this season too. I don't know. But yeah, Richter 9 and 10. He's got a really tough one now as well, and another one just like Pikachu that can knock him out and take his spot potentially. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And again, and that's Sonic, and that would give Sonic another win at that tie, especially if Joker loses. That would be massive at this point for Sonic. It's just wow. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. We do still need to see what Joker does, and that comes up next. But first, we got Robin in Game & Watch. This one is, I mean, this is what we've been waiting for, right? Not only have we been waiting to see if Robin can remain in top 8 contention, which she's been in several times. She's been up there. So, I mean, she's shown that she could deserve it. Game & Watch 8 and 10. One of the two of them going now. Ice Climbers 2 matches away. Game & Watch, one door could be closed right here. But not to those 8 and 11s, the ones that won today. Robin off to a not the greatest start here, but bringing it back a little bit. Of course, first to our best 4. Taking the first knockout, Robin, nice. Nice, taking a little bit of a comeback there in the beginning. A Super Mushroom now as she tries to do something on Game & Watch's second. Game & Watch continues the attack though, needs that Mushroom to go away so we can get the knockout. Can he tie it back up here? Incredibly tough one, of course. Not who you want to really have at the end. He's got Olimar after this, so that's no better. Does get the knockout on Robin. Gonna tie it up until Robin does some nice damage. 42 now on Olimar. Game & Watch, who also has Poison Mushroom now, grabs the Super Mushroom to go to regular size before it falls onto Robin. But then one falls onto Robin. And he got a 5 hammer, that's not quite going to do it. 42 to 61, Robin's favor right now. Super Mushroom is worn off. Poison Mushroom has gone on to Game & Watch, and a Super Mushroom on Robin. That could be an easy knockout if she can get a hit. There it is, nice. Don't stand there. Game & Watch. Down 1. He is gonna not, it looks like he's not going to close one of those doors. Not yet, at least. Of course, he's going to remain. Well, he's going to be tied at 8 and 11 with all those other ones. Whoever else comes up from 7 and 11, and depending on again what climbers do. So we'll see if he remains in that playoff spot or not. It may not be a win and end situation for him next time with a loss here. So still could be pretty huge. And Robin, speaking of huge, just got a Super Mushroom, 89 on her. She's going to be safe unless she just falls like a rock. And she does! What? Are you kidding me? She tried to save herself and she still didn't use the up B for some reason. Got another Super Mushroom. Don't fall off the edge and give the win to Game & Watch like that. Just fight normal way, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. 71 on Game & Watch. Robin gets another Super Mushroom, and that is going to do it. It's, you know, it would be nice to see a real comeback from Game & Watch for sure. Make that one pretty interesting. It got interesting because Robin almost completely failed, which again, of course, we hate to see that. Who wants to see that kind of nonsense? Robin does pull it off, though, and that means she's going to go to 11-8 with Sephiroth, and did she beat Sephiroth is the question. I believe maybe. I don't know if they've ever had a chance to have the same record, so it was a while ago before, because she had to buy a while back, so never mind. I guess we can't see from tiebreakers, but of course they have fought already. Robin has Isabelle next, which is certainly winnable. In fact, if Isabelle loses today next against Joker, that could be the one she knocks out of the top 8 to take whose spot she'll take. So we shall see. Again, Sephiroth on his bye right now, 11-8. He could even just lose, and if she wins and he loses, then she'll just outright beat him for that. So that's important. Sephiroth has Ike next, so that's definitely not easy for him. But again, Robin with Isabelle, it's not easy for her either. Looks like it's going to be a lot more interesting matches, just like in all the other divisions for this last set. But we still have 3 here. Oh, and hopefully Isabelle isn't trying to foreshadow something. Same with Joker, I guess. Joker wearing the yellow, like he's saying, I don't know, I might be in the stay in 6 at the bottom. And Isabelle wearing red, saying like, oh, I don't know, I might not make top 8. And I might move to the middle, into the moving middle, and go to the red. Of course, yes, Isabelle, we were just talking about her. 11-7. Needs the win to be safe against Robin next time. And Joker, he's actually safe now because of the loss that Game & Watch just took. It does leave at least one spot. So there you have it, folks. It's at least one. Is that right? No. Almost. I mean, it also will depend on a win from him next time. With a loss here, Joker will have to win next time. But it'll be still potential for an 8-12 to get in. Although it's also still possible 9-11 is what's going to be needed. Either way, though, Joker will have a shot with a loss here, 7-11 now. He's got some good wins under his belt with those around him, Sonic and Samus. Samus lost, though. Sonic also lost. Oh, Samus won. I'm sorry. Sonic lost. Samus won. Just like Pokemon Trainer. Of course, a win. He's looking great at that point. Especially against somebody like Isabelle. Isabelle, then again, she will be iffy on whether she even makes the top 8, perhaps. Robin, certainly not. Again, even for her, somebody you wanna have last. Should be coming hard for that number 8 spot, maybe even number 7 spot. Not that it's really a difference. Joker with the Ghost and Super Mushroom. Isabelle's just like, I think I'll just fall off the stage. Joker is up 2 stock now. 144 on his first. This is pretty crazy. Isabelle just pulled a Poison Mushroom. See another huge upset. It's looking like, I don't know if she can come back from this. Not going to be easy. I mean, she can. It's just not going to be easy at all. Needs a knockout like now. Okay, well, that's something. Didn't get the Super Mushroom. That might not be good. She needs all the mushrooms help she can get. Big ones for her, small ones for Joker. Bunny Hood spawns. Big mushroom. Going to the other side of the stage. No one's going to get it. Oh, big hit from Joker. It's not going to be quite enough launching her to the other side. But Isabelle 103, Joker Super Mushroom. That could do it. Joker's still 2 stock and very healthy on that second. Isabelle, who's been pretty much frequenting the top 8 the entire season, is now potentially going to drop out of it.
That was graceful.
Very, very possible. She might be looking at tiebreakers with Sephiroth and others, perhaps, depending on what happens. She may have beaten Sephiroth, though. Again, she's down. She's got Robin next, and Joker finishes off, of course, with Pokemon Trainer. Both of them winning today. It's insane. And again, just like we had happen in the other divisions, what that means with both of them going to 8-11, it means one of them has to go to 9-11, which also means that now, like we said, though we said those that lose had a chance even if just one of Game & Watch or Climbers win, it is now not the case. If Climbers wins, even though Game & Watch lost, anybody at 7-11 who lost today, which is only Sonic, will be out, because there is definitely going to be another 7. There's definitely going to be that one that will be 9 and 10. Well, Climbers, that is, if they win, they'll definitely be 9 wins, and then we'll definitely have one other 8-11 that has 9, that has a win next time, gets to 9-11, and that'll be that for anyone with 12. So that also then includes Zero Suit Samus. So anyway, let us move on. Second to last match. Of course, it's still going to be amazing. Ice Climbers, that other 8 and 10. Here it is. This is for a lot of things here. Ike, the other 11 and 7. Isabelle drops. Gives him a really nice shot here. Because he beat, he lost to Isabelle, that is. So, he'll take her spot with a win. And another win means that there's no way of her catching him, and that would also be against Sephiroth, that last win, because that's who he's got last. And that, of course, will be... If Ike loses here, that's going to be extremely important for Robin. In fact, that could... That means if... Okay, wow, that's crazy. If Ike loses, that means if Robin wins against Isabelle, she will definitely be in the top 8. Because she will not only pass Isabelle, but one of those other ones... She'll pass Isabelle because of the tiebreaker, but one of those other ones will definitely go below her in record outright. So, that's crazy. That is, again, if Ike loses here, which is very possible, but right now he has a Super Mushroom. It's tied pretty much in percent for stock here. Ice Climbers lost the secondary Ice Climber. Ike misses the big hit with the Super Mushroom, and... Ooh. Ice Climbers was poisoned. He also missed a couple strikes there. Finally gets the hit. Gets the slight advantage for a moment, but it's all tied up now, and Ice Climbers have both climbers, 2 stock each. They're giving Ike a run for his money. But again, remember, Ice Climbers were up there at the top in the beginning of this season. Coming from the blue in the playoffs last season as well. So they... you know, they weren't terrible. They were 9 and 11, so they were like kind of bad. But yeah, they have a chance to go 9 and 10 here, and maybe even 10 and 10 and beat that record from last season. Basically the same situation from last season, but it didn't start off that way. It does mean that they might have a shot here against Ike. Ike not faring nearly as well as he did last season, but with all the different fighters in the division and with the different roles like poison mushrooms, you just never know. 70 to 76 as Ice Climbers take the lead. Still anyone's knockout here on the second stock. 70 to 85, 70 to 104 as the Ice Climbers continue. Ike it's like he uses that side B and then there's no up B potential after that, so he just goes sideways and then down. He will get the... Oh, that's the wrong Ice Climber. He gets... Oh, no, he doesn't get the actual one with the second hit. So, big lead now for Ice Climbers. 33 on Ike's last, as they have only 83. It's not bad. 83 is not too bad. Can't get launched too far, though, with only one Ice Climber on this stock. 93 now. Super Mushroom, however... Still doing some good damage, and that's really all you can ask for at this point. But then Ike pulls a Poison Mushroom, and now you can ask for a victory. He's back to normal, 102, 59 on Ike, though. What a counter by him, however. Down goes the Ice Climber, and now we're back to both Ice Climbers. Last stock, 1 stock each, 59 on Ike. It's still very doable, certainly for somebody like him, who does something like that and then hits you one more time and he has the lead. But no, instead Ice Climbers continue their mallet attack, their flurry of mallets. Oh! Look out for that. They're actually looking out quite well for that, as somehow Ike is the one to pull that Poison Mushroom and not either of the Ice Climbers. He gets the Super Mushroom, so he saves himself a bit there. 29 to 87, though. He is actually launchable, I bet, just without the mushrooms at all. Yeah, especially the way that he goes off the stage. Poison Mushroom 106. He keeps dodging and blocking the ice chunks. If nothing else. Oh, the Super Mushroom for him to go back to normal as he dodges over top of the Ice Climber's head. The Super Mushroom falls on the Ice Climbers, though. It's the secondary that picks it up. That might help him a little bit. The ice off the side of the stage, the up B. Both Ice Climbers caught in 2 up Bs in a row. And yeah, Ike's like, please. Oh, that was so close. He's going for all of it. Oh my goodness. He jumped off this. That is the last thing that Ike should be doing. He might be done. That's it. GG. he can't get back to the stage after he uses that side B. There's never an up B. Now I'm not sure if that's the way it goes. I should play and see if that's how it works. But maybe you're not able to use your up B after you use that side B dash. So down goes Ike. As always, his biggest detriment being not getting back to the stage. Just like all these heavy hitters, but he wasn't hitting heavy enough, and the Ice Climbers win. That means Zero Suit Samus is done, and regular Samus, no, Sonic, that's right. Samus won, regular Samus won today. Sonic lost. Even though Zero Suit Samus won, she already has 12 losses, just like Sonic just picked up. 12 is out, for sure. Good try, though. Ice Climbers finish things off against Min Min. That's a really hard one, but they might just be good for the playoffs anyway. It might just be good. Ike goes down with Isabelle, and now it's very questionable who's going to be in that top 8 between Isabelle, Ike, Sephiroth, and Robin, because Isabelle and Robin fight, and Ike and Sephiroth fight, and they are all 11 and 8. That's crazy. I mean, it's almost like every division's so crazy, it almost seems like it's planned or something, but obviously it's not. I don't know how I could possibly plan this out. So, yeah, random schedule in the beginning, random divisions, all of it's random. It's just insane how it's coming down to the very last set for so many different things to be answered in basically every single division. And finally here we got Min Min, that 12 and 6, taking on 14 and 4 Swordfighter, trying to bring him down just one match away from her to maybe even be able to take his spot. But either way, a win here would be great. It's very, very important because the other two 12 and 6s before her, Ridley and Olimar, both won. I'm sorry, I take it back. Olimar lost. Ridley did win though, and so really that's the one that at least one of them winning. That's enough to put some pressure on her because there's only the one spot left. And losing to Swordfighter would mean that he pretty much solidify. Yeah, he would definitely solidify the top 3. Same, just like Incineroar did today in the first match. We didn't mention that, but maybe we did. He's definitely top 3 Incineroar there. Obviously, he and Swordfighter, actually, they were the only ones, again, that had clinched the top 8 at that point. Ridley definitely did at this point. Olimar probably is fine at 12 and 7. Losing today, even, still probably okay, but we might have to see about him. And with Min Min, it remains to be seen, I guess. She's the same boat as both of them, 12 and 6 here. And that should be a knockout. Swordfighter, no, he is not known for coming back to the stage himself. Those strong sword attacks. It happens often that the Swordfighter types, those with swords, can't make it back to the stage very well. Bad recovery to you have to sacrifice something for all that power, right? In most cases, but not everyone. And with the ones that it's not the case, those are the guys who tend to just dominate the division, right? The ones that have power, bulk, and really good recovery. And then there's Swordfighter, who doesn't have the one thing. He doesn't have great recovery, but he's been able to do well enough until now. As he goes down again, he's keeping it close, though. That's the thing. He's keeping it close, just like Ike did. He's close enough with Climbers that he could have taken that one. Ice Climbers a decent enough recovery themselves, as long as there's 2 of them. If not, then it's horrible. But Min Min right now taking tons of damage. Swordfighter has a chance to just bring it right back to even. Nice shield there by Min Min. So the Super Mushroom misses Min Min, and Swordfighter goes off the stage, but that was probably needed by Min Min here to stay on the stage any longer than the next 10 seconds, I'd say. Maybe. Swordfighter not getting much damage in, though. Those arms are it's so hard to get around them. They're so long. Keep springing out at you. What do you do? Another hit, 148 to 82. Tons of damage on Swordfighter's last stock, and he has a Super Mushroom, but can he do anything with it? Min Min reverses that grapple, it looked like, or something. Just barely. Swordfighter makes it back with the up B there. Oh, the Super Mushroom and a counter will do it for Min Min's second, but with 120 on Swordfighter, he has so much work to do to try to bring it back. Min Min, I cannot believe it. We might have, so Bowser Jr. we had for a while as like kind of the comeback kid of the season, Not from last season into this season. That would certainly be Snake, no doubt. But from this season early into later this season, I would have had to say Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. is now 10-8, and he's like tentatively, he might not even make the top 8. Min Min, she had like it was like a more subtle climb, I would say, but honestly, man, she started 0-3. She was 1-3. She was 3-3. So you know she was up there 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4, 6-4, 7-4. 7-4 because she was on her bye. 8-4, 9-4, 10-4. She just got another knockout. So like she had those few really, yeah. Like if you want to call that a comeback, it sort of was. And then she came back early from a couple big losses, and then she just took over the entire division basically. It's been pretty crazy. So she may be certainly in the running for it. We'll have to figure out how we're going to determine who would get that reward, that accolade for this season, the biggest comeback. Well, we'll figure it out though. Either way, that was an incredible win for her. 13-6 going to go up there with Ridley. And now that there's only 2 of them there, and Olimar drops that 3-way tie because they all beat one and lost to another one, doesn't matter anymore. And now it actually matters who beat who. Olimar beat Ridley though, which means that Olimar lost to Min Min, which means Min Min lost to Ridley, which means Min Min is actually going to drop out of the number 3 spot and into the number 4 instead. Ridley will take the number 3 spot for now. Which means that as long as, Min Min's actually going to not get it, and we didn't know for sure anyway. Min Min just sat there for now. It was going to come down to other tiebreakers if that were going to be the case. We didn't know if she would have actually been number 3, but she's actually number 4 now. And depending on what happens with if Incineroar and Swordfighter just win next time, and so does Ridley, then Min Min won't even matter what she does. She won't get the top 3. It'll just be that. But that also then remains to be seen. Again, she has Ice Climbers next. Could be easier, could be harder for sure. Could be easier. They are literally right in the middle. And the Mii Sword Fighter, which is going to be sort of important for her, kind of. You got Wii Fit Trainer, unfortunately for Min Min. Great for Mii Sword Fighter though. That could just secure that top 3, which Incineroar already did. He doesn't really have to care anymore. It's just up to Sword Fighter, Min Min, and Ridley, really. Maybe still Olimar. Well then, where has everybody ended up after our second to last set? You may wonder, and wow, is it pretty crazy. Incineroar defeated Sonic, Pokemon Trainer beat Pikachu, Samus defeated Daisy, Ridley beat Wii Fit Trainer, Zero Suit Samus beat Olimar, Duck Hunt defeated Richter, Robin beat Game & Watch, Joker defeated Isabelle, Ice Climbers beat Ike, and Min Min defeated Mii Sword Fighter. What that has left us is an Incineroar at the top by himself at 15-4, clinching both the playoffs, the top 8, and also now the top 3, all of those. 14-5 Mii Sword Fighter losing today is not going to clinch that top 3, because we have the 13-6 Ridley and Min Min behind him. Ridley now taking that number 3 spot, as we mentioned. Min Min was beaten by him, so we have yet to see exactly what will happen with that, of course, but it's not amazing for Min Min. However, it's certainly not that bad. She's definitely going to be, she's definitely in the top 8. She's staying here. She's obviously in the playoffs. And same with Olimar at 12-7. He's going to be good. Well, at least for the top 8. He may not be good for, I'm sorry, playoffs. He may not be good for sure for the top 8 yet. It would depend on matchups. He's probably fine. But again, actually, yeah, he's definitely fine. I'm sorry, because our 11 and 8s, 4 of them, we have Sephiroth, Isabelle, Ike, and Robin in that order because Sephiroth beat both Isabelle and Robin already, and he has Ike next, so he's actually 2-0 with 1 more to go. Isabelle is 11 and 8, beat Ike herself. Robin next, so 1-1 with potential to go 2-1. Ike beat Robin, so he's 1-1 with the potential to go 2-1 as well. But yeah, got beaten by Isabelle, so below her. And then there's Robin at 11 and 8, who hasn't beaten anybody, but still does have Isabelle. And so none of those matchups matter because Isabelle, Robin or Isabelle, all they got to do, whoever wins is in. Same with, actually, I guess not the same. Robin's case, it is a win and in situation because if she goes to 11 and 9, she can't get in because both Sephiroth and Ike, no matter who loses, they both beat her already. And so she would definitely remain down there. So she needs to beat Isabelle to have any chance. Sephiroth and Ike aren't secure only because if Robin wins and Ike loses, Isabelle would get in, Ike would be out. So really it's just Ike on the bubble. Sephiroth will be okay with the win over Isabelle and Robin already. Even with the loss to Ike, I think he'll be fine. So that's how the 11 and 8s stand. Then we got a little gap, and then we got 9 and 10s. Richter beat both Ice Climbers and Pikachu. Ice Climbers beat Pikachu, so now Pika down there. Still a chance to get 10 and 10. Ice Climbers still a chance to go 9 and 11. That was where both of them were last season, but of course they were in different divisions. Both the last two seeds of the playoffs last season, both won huge upsets. And now they're both in the same division vying for the playoffs and the same exact record at the moment. And then we have our 8 and 11 pack. This is pretty much just as crazy as the 11 and 8s. We got Samus at 8 and 11, who beat Trainer and Game & Watch already. Joker defeated Samus at 8, and then Pokemon Trainer beat Game & Watch. Game & Watch beat Joker, but Joker and Trainer still have to fight each other. And so they're in that tie right now. They're 1 and 1 with the potential to go 2 and 1. Game & Watch is 1 and 2 for sure. Samus is 2 and 1 for sure. So it's looking good for Samus actually. But if she loses and Joker, or if she wins and Joker wins, right? Is that what it is? Yes. Because there's only one spot left. So if it's her and Joker tied at 9 and 11, she's going to lose that tie. It would also help then if, like with Richter, Ice Climbers, and Pikachu all just at 9 and 10, it could help her also if one of them or more than one of them would lose and get into that tiebreaker, a different tiebreaker. Because she's going to need that over Joker, but she wouldn't need it over Pokemon Trainer. If Pokemon Trainer wins that, Samus, of course, also then winning, would have that, and she would get in over Pokemon Trainer, which would be crazy. So that's that. Game & Watch has a very, very small chance, but Game & Watch did beat Joker. So Samus losing, and then Game & Watch and Joker winning, and going to the sole 9 and 11 spots there, that would actually put Game & Watch in, oddly enough. So he does have some hope. Certainly has some hope. The 8 and 12, Zero Suit Samus on her bye next time. She's out because of Joker and Trainer having to fight still. That's going to make it 9 and 11 for sure to get in. Because there's only one more spot, and it's going to be 9 wins, just like the Ice Climbers and Pikachu and Richter have 9. So definitely going to need 9. But still, there's that. 7 and 12, Sonic, 6 and 13, Daisy and Wii Fit Trainer, Duck Hunt 4 and 15. They're all out, and they are all, except for Zero Suit Samus and maybe Sonic, in the move in middle for sure. That is Daisy, Wii Fit Trainer, and Duck Hunt staying here for sure next season. All right, that is that for set 20s. Man, is it insane. Every single division is going to be ridiculous as we go into this. Set 21 coming up next for the red. It's Zelda at 9 and 10 taking on King K Rool at 14 and 5. Pyra and Mythra at 13 and 6. Got Kirby, who's on climb at 9 and 10. Donkey Kong then, 15 and 4, taking on Mario at 10 and 9. Hero, 11 and 8, up against Greninja, down at 4 and 15. He's out of here. Pit, 7 and 12, trying to fight against Peach, who's out at 4 and 15. Jigglypuff, who's out at 6 and 13. Against Lucario at 6 and 13. They're both out. That's just a meaningless match, but it has to be played nonetheless. The best 4, Simon, then 10 and 9 against Marth at 8 and 11. And we have the Dr. Mario at 11 and 8 taking on the 8 and 11 Yoshi. And we have Young Link at 8 and 11 taking on the 8 and 11 Brawler. Gonna be insane there for those guys, just like these guys at 8 and 11. All their 8 and 11s in the yellow. Then we got Terry, 13 and 6, finally in the last match against Byleth, 16 and 3, who's clinched everything at this point. Ryu on a bye for them at 8 and 12. Here in the yellow, we of course have some awesome ones to finish. We already know. Beginning things with Incineroar, 15 and 4, taking on Pikachu at 9 and 10, and then we've got Game & Watch at 8 and 11 against Olimar at 12 and 7. Climbers at 9 and 10, up against Min at 13 and 6. We got Daisy down at 6 and 13, taking on Ridley at 13 and 6. Me Sword Fighter, 14 and 5, up against Wii Fit Trainer, who's out at 6 and 13. Richter, 9 and 10, taking on Sonic, who's also out at 7 and 12. Then we have Samus, 8 and 11, up against Duck Hunt, who's 4 and 15. Pokemon Trainer, 8 and 11, is up against Joker, 8 and 11. That's right. Then we got Isabelle, 11 and 8, taking on Robin at 11 and 8, and finally, it seems so fitting for a last match as well. Sephiroth, 11 and 8, taking on 11 and 8 Ike. So all 4 of the 11 and 8s fighting in those last 2 matches. For those, basically those last 2 spots, 3 spots, I guess, in the top 8. It's pretty crazy, I would say. Zero Suit Samus, unfortunately, out of it now, 8 and 12 on the bye. A great record, though, coming back from the 5 and 15 she had last season. 8 and 12 is very commendable for her, just barely missing playoffs, and she could end up. I mean, she's pretty much gonna be 1 game out of it. That's pretty amazing for a pretty decent comeback from last season. So that's that, guys. I hope you join me for those one set of sets left. Right, 4 more matchup, 4 more days, and then we'll be on to the 1 week of playoffs, 6 days of playoffs. Get through all the playoff matchups. It's going to be amazing. I hope to see you for all of that. Like, subscribe. Let me know who you think is going to win in the comments. Check everything else out we have on the channel, because there's always going to be more stuff coming out on Nerds Templar. And I'm Randy. This is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League. Peace.